Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to today's video. So today I'm doing the highly requested, not highly requested by like 10 people, video of the difference between an attorney and an advocate. What's the difference? Who can be one and who cannot be one? Well, first of all, everyone can be one. Okay, let's get to it. So, first things first, a person who has an LLB degree is a lawyer, but not every lawyer is an attorney or an advocate. LLB degree being a law degree, a bachelor's of law degree. If you have that degree, but not everyone can be an actual practicing male. And I'll get to the differences of practicing and non-practicing maybe in this video and the next one. But what's the difference then between an advocate and an attorney? Okay, so first things first, they are all legal practitioners, as in terms of the Legal Practice Act. It says whether you're an attorney or an advocate, you are a legal practitioner, and before you are one, you are a candidate legal practitioner if you are a pupil or a CA candidate attorney. So you all are LPs. All right. What's the difference between the two legal practitioners? Okay. The main known differences, if you're just aware, one, others don't deal with the public directly. So the others that don't deal with the public directly are basically referral attorneys, so referral lawyers rather. That's an advocate. That's somebody who's a specialist. So if you are a specialist in criminal law, most advocates are specialists in certain areas of law. Others are just general practitioners, but most remain specialists. Maybe you're a specialist in tax law, you're a specialist in criminal law, you're a specialist in whatever type of law that you're a specialist in. An attorney will refer the work to you and say, please do draft this, attend to litigating this for me because I know you're a specialist in this matter, in this type of law. So that's the main difference. And then attorneys deal directly with the public. You can walk into an office of an attorney and consult, give them work that you want to give them without having to go through an attorney to see them after an advocate. But there has been changes recently with this act that I speak of, and I'm going to get to the differences when I discuss Section 7 of the Act. Section 7 or Section 37. I did write notes, so that's why I'm continually looking down. All right. One other difference is that when you want to be an advocate, you join the bar. There are different bars and the general bar councils in the country. Could be the KZN bar, whichever bar that you join that bar, and then you do your 1-year training as a pupil, and then you write the bar examination to become a legal practitioner advocate. You pay the same amount of 345 rand to register your contract for your pupillage as you would for a candidate attorney. So we both pay 345 for screening and applying to be, so that the Legal Practice Council recognizes you as a candidate. So we pay that amount, and when as an advocate you do that for 1 year, and I hear that it's not paid, so you don't get paid for the whole year, whereas candidate attorneys do that for 1 year, for 1 or 2 years. I did mention once that you could do articles for 1 or 2 years, and if you want to know the differences in that, I'll link the video below because I have discussed it. Yeah, so you should watch more of my videos. And then so you do that for 2 years, but you do get paid. Usually it's a stipend. By Maholela 2,000 rand, and Maholela 1,000 rand. The others get paid 20,000 rand. It depends where you get your articles, honestly. But you do get paid during that time, but don't have high expectations. And then again, here for attorneys, you have to write board exams, which are killing all of us. Tomorrow, good luck to everyone who's writing boards tomorrow. I'm writing on Wednesday, accounting, Ekpela. I've written all my other boards. Yeah, so good luck to everyone that's writing. And another difference between attorneys and advocates, general difference, is that advocates, as soon as you're admitted, you have a right to appear in lower courts and higher courts. For attorneys, you must have at least practiced for 3 years in order for you to apply for right of appearance in the high court, and 3 years being excluding AMA articles. But you can make it shorter, and if you've done trial advocacy, you can apply for your right of appearance in high court. Whereas advocates, as soon as they're admitted, they have a right to appear in high court, in higher courts, including High Court, Supreme Court of Appeals, whichever court it is, they have that right. But if you want to know about the regulation of the legal practitioners, so being especially candidate legal practitioners, go to Chapter 3 of the Legal Practice Act, and starting from Section 24, subsection 2, it speaks on regulations and differences between the two, and the requirements for you to get into the two. It's basically what I've discussed, but it's in more detail. And then Section 34 then describes when can you practice as an attorney. So you could be admitted, or you could be working towards admission. And then when you're done with your articles, or when you're done with your pupillage, you decide, I don't like practice. I want to go back and be an advisor. I want to go back and be a company secretary. During that time, you are not practicing as an attorney. So you do not run a practice of attorneys, like attending to matters of people, getting mandates to do this and that. You don't do that because you are not in practice. But if you are in practice, Section 34 describes forms of legal practices. So you could practice. It's the same for advocates and attorneys. So I'll just discuss one. On your own account. So on your own account, attorneys, may be the director. So you could have that, and you could practice in a commercial juristic where everyone who the shareholders and everyone that's there is an attorney, and you'll run the practice and render services to people, basically a partnership of attorneys. 3, you can work for a law clinic, and law clinics are gazetted as to which ones are law clinics at that particular time, unless the minister decides otherwise. Number 4, you could work at legal aid and as an employee. So you attend to AMA mandates and for AMA clients like a legal aid who do not pay you but who cover your legal aid. And then you could also work at the state attorney or work as a state advocate. So a state attorney would be basically employ government to represent different sectors, such as Minister of Police, could be employed for Minister of Health, whichever one. So if you're an attorney, you attend to amametazabo that go to the lower courts. If you're an advocate, you attend to amametazabo at the higher court. See, could be employed as that again. Could also be employed by the South African Human Rights Commission, because they also do their matters themselves and appear themselves instead of hiring out an attorney. So they do have in-house advocates and attorneys as well, the Human Rights Commission. And what else? Yeah, basically that's how you could practice law. If you are an advisor like myself, I'm not in practice. I am an advisor. I only render and guide only my employer in terms of the law. I do not give legal advice to other people. I do not appear on behalf of other people unless I open my own practice or I get employed by the aforementioned people that I've mentioned here. And you could read all about it in section 34 of the Legal Practice Act. And then, what else? So, when you're working as an attorney and as an advocate, you expect a commission or a fee, and you get that directly from the public. Whereas I mentioned this, so section 34 describes this very clearly. You go to what you work for, whether you're an advocate or an attorney, you don't work for free. You get a commission, you get a fee, you charge a fee, or you get a reward for any work that you get. And you request this if you're an attorney directly from the public, and if you are an advocate, you request it from your attorney. And also, there are advocates that can deal with the public directly. So those advocates are advocates who are who hold the Fidelity Fund certificate, and they conduct their practice in accordance with the Act. So go and read the Act. How can you be an attorney that holds the Fidelity, an advocate that holds the Fidelity Fund certificate, and how do you then go about conducting your practice? Because an attorney holds the Fidelity Fund certificate. As the moment that you say you want to practice and practice on your own account, you apply for that certificate so that funds of the public are deposited directly to your trust business account. And if you want to do that as an advocate, you can get that certificate. There are certain procedures. If you want to know about them, read about them, or I'll do a different video on how do you convert from being an attorney to being an advocate. Yeah, that's the next video that I'll do if you guys wanted. Okay, before I forget, let me discuss section 24 of the Legal Practice Act, which deals with admission and enrollment, whether as an advocate and as an attorney. What are the requirements? Section 24 subsection 2 describes this as you have to be duly qualified in terms of section 26. So you must have an LLB, whether you have a straight LLB or you have a BA and then 2 years of LLB, whichever one that you have. You must be a South African citizen, whether through birth or naturalization. You must be a permanent resident or a permanent resident of South Africa, of the Republic of South Africa. 3, you must be a fit and proper person. And 4, you must have served a copy to the council containing the information that's determined by the rules. There are rules and regulations for in the council, and you find them in the website if you want to read them. And those are the requirements. So if you meet those 4 requirements, you will be allowed to be admitted as an attorney in South Africa. The exposure shame in this camera right now is just weird. All right, once again, do not be a lawyer. Don't do that. It's not necessary. All right. Alrighty. Bye, guys.